My soul needs to be on the road. Okay, what's up guys? Welcome back to Van Life Mama. I'm having breakfast. With the start of the new year, it's now 2022. Happy New Year, everybody. I thought I would just kind of do a year in review and go over some of the things that happened in 2021. So 2021 for me was a pretty good year, actually, even though we are still in the midst of this pandemic and a lot of things were hard for a lot of people. There were a lot of things in 2021 that we were finally able to get back to for the first time in a while. It was great to finally be able to get back to some of the things that make me happy. Of course, one of the main things that makes me happy is traveling. Finally in 2021, I was able to get back to traveling, and I couldn't be more excited about that. So the beginning of the year is when I really started thinking about van life and thinking about van travel. Finding the Van City Van Life channel and the My Basic Journey channel. If you haven't seen My Basic Journey, go check out Chantel and Joey. They're awesome to watch. They inspired me to really get into van life and making me realize that not everything has to be perfect to start van life. I already had the minivan. That's all I needed. I didn't need a big fancy Sprinter. I didn't need a big fancy Transit. I didn't need all the fancy gadgets and everything to get going. All I needed was my van. So that's when I really started looking into doing van travel. I started acquiring things from auctions and from Facebook Marketplace to outfit my van for my travels. And then in April or May, I shot my very first YouTube video. It was rough. I've never been in front of the camera before. I've never edited video before. I've never found music to put into a video. I was completely clueless, but I knew it was something I wanted to do because I've always recorded my travels in some way or another, and I loved sharing them with people. I love telling people my stories of what I've experienced in my travels, and YouTube is just the best way to do that. So I did my first YouTube video of myself going about 2 hours north of where I live for the first time on my own little adventure, and I went to Bathtub Island in Catherine's Cove. If you're ever in the Lake Superior area in the Algoma district, go to Catherine's Cove, go to Bathtub Island. It's absolutely gorgeous there. Like Caribbean blue waters. It's beautiful scenery. I highly recommend you check it out if you ever go there. And then after that, I got to teaching myself how to edit videos, how to put videos together, and I think with each video that I do, I'm getting a little bit better. At first, I started editing on my son's PC gaming computer, his desktop, which he didn't like very much because that meant I was on his computer for several hours at a time and he wasn't able to use it. And I used Vegas Pro to edit my first video. Then when I started getting more serious about the channel and trying to come up with regular shooting schedule and a regular schedule for videos to come out, I decided it was time to invest in myself and in the channel and get an editing laptop. So now I edit on a Asus gaming laptop, and I use Premiere Pro to edit all my videos. And I look forward to doing more and more videos and just getting more and just getting better and better and better with editing videos. So some other big things happened in my family in 2021. Around the end of May and June, my parents finally retired from work, which is, I'm so happy for them because they're finally able to become snowbirds and head down to the south when winter hits, and I'm excited they finally get to do that, especially my father. He's talked about nothing else than getting down to Arizona, getting down to Vegas, getting down into the sunshine, out of the snow, so I'm glad that they're finally able to do that. And then in June, my son Corbin graduated from high school. I'm so proud of him for finishing school and moving on to this next stage of life. Then in August, it was finally time for us to get back on the road in the minivan. We were finally able to go on one of our epic long road trips that we like to do every year. And we headed to the East Coast to Prince Edward Island to see my grandmother for the first time in 2 years. Usually we go to see my grandmother every year in the summer, but with the pandemic, we hadn't been able to do that. So it was wonderful to be able to get to Prince Edward Island to go see her and to go tour around the East Coast. We were able to go to Quebec, we were able to go to New Brunswick and Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. And it was just great to be on the road. My soul needs to be on the road. In 2020, it was really hard because being stuck at home and not being able to travel, like I just felt lost because I'm a wanderer. I need to get out, I need to explore, I need to go places, and being told that I can't do that, it kind of drove me crazy. So I'm glad that we were able to get back into traveling. So after the long road trip in August, I got home and I went right into football team manager mode. As I told you guys before, football is the third love of my life after travel and my friends and family, and I love helping out with our local teams. And I managed our senior varsity high school football team, the Cora Colts. They had a fantastic season. They went undefeated. They won the NOSA championship, and then they went on to win the OFSA championship. And I'm just very proud of all of our players and everything they were able to accomplish. So when the season was over, it was finally time for us, all four of us, to go on a family road trip finally. And this was a first because this was the first time that my husband actually came on one of our long van trips with us. My sons and I are used to traveling in the minivan together. We've done it quite a few times before. My husband's never done it. He's never gone on a long road trip like this. So it was experience. We had all four of us slept in the minivan together. We added the bunk beds as something to make sleeping a little more comfortable, and I'm glad we did that. It was just nice to show my husband some of the beautiful country that you guys have there in the United States, and being able to experience some of the things that he's wanted to experience before, but we haven't done, especially going to the Georgia Aquarium. He's always wanted to go to the Georgia Aquarium. He's always wanted to go see the whale sharks and the huge race, and to finally get to that aquarium and show him that was really awesome. I was really happy. We had a good time, even though it was a lot of driving. It was really chaotic. It was still a blast, and I would absolutely do it again. I don't know if he would do it again, but I would absolutely do it again. And then finally, for the first time in 2 years, we were able to get on a cruise ship. We love cruising. My husband and I especially, we love being on cruise ships. It's a wonderful way to travel, and we just have so much fun on them. And we were so excited to be going on a Royal Caribbean ship for the first time. Now I know in these times, a lot of people are hesitant about cruising during the pandemic, and oh, is it going to be safe? Is all these people together just going to be COVID running rampant? But I felt safe being on the ship. I felt with the protocols, it is easier to control the environment on a cruise ship than as opposed to, say, you're going to an amusement park in Disney, because everybody, all the passengers who get on the ship have to have a negative COVID test before getting on. They have to be vaccinated. They have mask protocols that need to be followed. They have hand hygiene protocols to follow. And I felt safe in the environment with the protocols that Royal Caribbean put in place to keep us safe from COVID. Now, take it, when we went on our cruise, Omicron was not quite in the United States yet. And now with Omicron being here, it's a little bit different. Just because of how transmissible Omicron is, there have been cases on cruise ships, but those cases represent a very small percentage of the actual amount of people on the ship. So I think if you had to choose somewhere to go on a vacation, cruising is, I feel, is safer than some other types of vacations. But for everybody's got to do what's best for their family. So if you don't feel safe cruising, obviously don't go. I do feel safe cruising. We do have a cruise coming up in a few months, and hopefully that goes well as long as cruising doesn't get canceled. But I'm very excited to get back on a ship with my family. We try to do at least 2 cruises a year. If possible, we would do more, but for sure we try to do at least 2 a year. And it's just something we love to do. Cruising's a whole lot of fun. So overall, 2021 was a year of firsts. It was a year of new beginnings with retirements and graduations and a new channel. And it was getting back to doing the things that I love to do, which is traveling and football, which had been put on hold in 2020 because of the pandemic. and pieces of my heart were missing, but now they've been returned with that. Now, especially with the border being opened and being able to go across the river, that's what we call it here in where I live, we go across the river to Michigan. Being able to get into the United States again is huge. I took for granted how easily I would be able to just go across the border and go to Walmart or get gas or anything. But when that was taken away, realized how much we relied on being able to go across and do some things in America. So being able to go into the States again is huge, and I'm looking forward to new adventures coming up in 2022. Corbin and I are leaving on the trip down south in a couple weeks. We are heading down to first Quartzsite. I'm going to be at Mini Van Lee's meetup in Quartzsite, so if anybody else is going to be there, let me know. And then I don't know where we're going. We're heading to Quartzsite, and then after that we are winging it and we're just going wherever. So if you guys have any suggestions of places to see in the Utah, Nevada, California, Arizona, New Mexico area, let me know. I would love to see some suggestions of some places to go check out. Take it, I will have Charles there, so any places need to be puppy friendly, but I would love to see you guys' suggestions. The whole reason I started this YouTube channel is because I wanted to find a community, people who think the way I do, especially as far as van travel goes. So guys, please comment on the videos, message me on TikTok, message me on Instagram. I'll put the links to my Instagram and TikTok in the description. I love talking with you guys. I've had some great conversations with some of you already. I love interacting with you. If you see me at a campground, if you see me out and about, feel free to approach. I love talking to you guys about van life or about anything. And this is why I started the channel, because I wanted to meet you guys. So I hope you all have a great 2022 full of amazing adventures, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Dream, journey, adventure.